Hello again everyone, I am Big Red One and this is the Gamers Armada review of The Witcher 2 by CD Projekt Red. The first thing I want to get across to you is that this game is thick. It is by far the most involved and full game I've ever played. The environment is so dense and realistic that you may find yourself just running around in it, marveling at how much time it must have taken to make it. Each city or area has an authentic feel with realistic people that can be seen performing realistic actions. Taking a piss behind a house, for instance. The structures are varied but realistic as well, with signs of degradation and life affecting every part of them. Every step you take just screams of polish and painstaking processes that must have gone into realizing this world. Alone, the environment will warrant a high rating for this game because it is presented in such an amazing manner that it almost outshines the story and characters. Except for the main one. Speaking of main characters, Assassins of Kings put you back into the boots of Geralt of Rivia, the White Wolf, and a Witcher, as it were. The Witcher 2 takes off right after the first game with, as the subtitle may imply, an assassination of a king. This embroils Geralt in a grand scheme for power that will take him to several different locations and put him in at least a few situations where the fate of the land will be in his hands. Which leads me to choice in the world of The Witcher. This game is all about choice and giving you different ways to tackle issues. These choices may be small or have very far-reaching implications, immediately impacting your game and perhaps steering you away from entire cities or areas based on the choices you've made. While games like Mass Effect force you to make choices that impact the next game in the series, the choices in this game will affect this game and the next game, which is also pretty awesome. To give you an idea of what I'm talking about, I use the Scoia'tael in the military. Several times during the game you will need to make a choice about who you will support. Choosing the Scoia'tael will lead you down one road while the military will lead you down the other. Each is their own separate story and each will end very differently. It's not always about choosing one side of the coin versus the other either. Different choices will seriously derail the story and take you in a direction you would not have thought of. According to the developer, there are 4 different beginnings to this game, as long as you have the first save from the first game, and there are 16 different endings. That's right, 16 different ways to get your fill, which almost demands you replay this game. In fact, it does. If you don't, it will punch you in the face. One thing that I know everyone will be wanting to know about is the sex. Rest assured, there is plenty of sex to be had in the Assassins of Kings. Unfortunately, most of it is paid for, if you get what I mean. There just isn't a gaggle of women posted around the land that you can talk into sex like the first game, but the ones you do get to have sex with are very satisfying. Again, choice will come into play here because different paths will put different women in your way to plow through. You'll get that reference after you play the game. I would also like to make a quick note about the leveling in this game. You can customize your character much more in this game because it offers 4 different skill trees to follow, but I feel the developers fell short in this area. There are simply not enough levels or skill points to allow you to fully realize your version of Geralt, and it left me wanting. You may agree with me, you may not, but I'm not interested in a weak or slightly capable Geralt of Rivia. He needs to be the badass the game makes him out to be, and with the lack of skill points, the game simply does not deliver in this area. The last thing I want to highlight in this review is the Alchemy, which plays a bigger role in this game than it did in the previous game. In fact, Alchemy is a must on all levels in all ways. The first game offered varying degrees of difficulty with only the highest, necessitating constant use of alchemy, including both potions and bombs. In Assassins of Kings, only the easiest level does not rely on potions or bombs, which I personally found to be a great move on the developer's part. The only thing I did not like is that potions can no longer be consumed in battle, and Geralt can only make or drink them while meditating. This of course comes back to the game forcing you to make choices about how you'll play the game. If you don't make the choices to stop occasionally and fuel up on a swallow or a tawny owl potion, the game will put the screws to you. You can use other potions as well, there are approximately 15 of them after all, but oddly enough it's your choice. A word to the would-be Witcher, never underestimate the importance of potions or bombs, because they don't mean the difference between surviving and dominating. They mean the difference between death and barely scraping by. Although I could just suck at the game. Either is possible. Overall, my rating for this game is that this is a game you need to buy. There's so many ways to play this game, with so many different endings, it's just absolutely worth any bit of money you can put towards it. You will love it, enjoy it, and let us know what you think. Thanks.